Welcome to the beautiful Day Un Día Bonito show, Texas edition. We are thrilled to have with us Dean Dennis Reynolds and Arlene Ramirez of the Conrad and Hilton College of Hotel and Restaurant Management. Thank you both for being here with us today. And thank you for the opportunity to film here in this beautiful college. It's an amazing property. We're very, very grateful for this chance to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. First of all, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your background so our audience gets to know about you.
Would you like to go?
Absolutely, I'll go first. Well, I'm originally from Panama. My family, my father was in the military, and he actually met my mom in Panama, but he's also from Central America. He's originally from Nicaragua, and my mom was born in Costa Rica, and they met in Panama. And so I grew up there, and then being in a military family, we moved around quite a bit. We moved to the States several times and back to Panama, but most of my family is still in Panama, and I have some in Chile as well. I've started school here, university here in the States. I went to the University of Texas, studied accounting, and went to work in the hospitality industry. So pure chance, working in the hospitality industry, I was going to be an accountant. Marriott Hotels came to campus to interview, and I went to see the presentation, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. You could work in the finance area, but you get to experience an entire business. So I went to go work for Marriott Hotels and did that for a couple years and left the industry, went to work in banking, didn't like it, was not hospitality. So I went back to work in hospitality, ended up here in Houston at the Woodlands, Texas, working for the Woodlands Resort, which is a big resort up north of here. And I thought I would be moving all the time because in the hotel industry, we're constantly going to different locations. And I haven't left Houston. I received my master's degree and then went to work for Benchmark Hospitality International, which was also in the Woodlands. And working for them, I was able to travel the world, worked as a corporate director of finance, did hotel development, was involved in so many different aspects of the business. I just really loved it and did that for a long time, and then decided I wanted to maybe stay put because I traveled a lot, and you know how that is, traveling a lot, it wears on you sometimes. And I had an opportunity to work for 4 seasons, so I did that for a while and then went back to work for Benchmark, and I got married and had my daughter, and so my life changed. I wanted to do something a little different, and that's when one of the professors here at the college, who was a friend, suggested I come and teach. And I thought, well, that would be very interesting. I've always thought that would be such a way to give back, right? And it has been the most rewarding job I have ever had, career that I've ever had. You don't realize how many lives you touch when you teach. Every semester you have, you know, over 200 people that you are part of their lives. You don't know, but they're talking about you, whether good or bad, at dinner or with their family or whoever. And so it's just been an amazing experience, and did go back to industry for a little bit, but then had the opportunity to come back and teach again. So I think having the industry experience has helped me provide a really good perspective to the students in the classroom so they understand what the expectations are when they leave here at the college. And I recently started a graduate degree in learning online, or learning through technology, and instructional systems design and technology doctoral program I'm in. So I'm hoping that'll help me to, as you know, with the pandemic, everything moved to online. So I happened to think about that before the pandemic happened and saw a future in it. So I'm really excited about being able to bring some of that experience to the classroom, whether it's face-to-face or virtual.
Oh, what an incredible journey you've had. You've come from Panama, you've moved here, you've had incredible growth in your career. As a female and as a Latina, I feel extremely honored to have you here sitting with me and sharing that with me. And I would like to know about you as well.
Thank you. I'm impressed too. So thank you for having us. This is fantastic, great opportunity. We're very blessed here at the Hilton College. We have the best faculty, hands down, anywhere on the planet. And I say that with all honesty and from the heart.
Well, you clearly do.
Oh, I know. This is an example. We're just blessed. So my background is a little bit different. I was going to do the corporate thing, and I did the corporate ranks. At one point, I was running a division, the most profitable division for a publicly traded company, and I was happy, and life was good. And then I went home, and my wife was not happy, and we had a 6-month-old baby, and it's not what you want to hear from your wife when, and she was crying. I said, "Is the baby okay?" She said, "Oh, the baby's fine." And as a husband, those aren't the words you want to hear when you get home from work. It's like, uh-oh, this is going to be ugly. And she said, "You're not happy." She said, "I didn't sign up for this. You know, this isn't what our life was supposed to be." So we did the thing of tracing back what our plans were for our life. And she said, "What do you really want to do?" And I said, "Really? I'd like to go back for my PhD, teach, write some books, do some research." And my wife's way smarter than I am. She said, "Great, let's do it." And I said, "Well, okay, this fancy little house, that goes away. The little sports car in the garage, that goes away." And she said, "I don't care about any of that. I just want to be happy." So we moved back, got my PhD. We were poor again. I broke that promise to her that we'd never be poor again. And being so brilliant, we had a second child. And then life just unfolded. I was very blessed. And I have to say, coming to Houston, to U of H, this is the best job in the world, hands down. I get up every morning, just thank the stars.
Well, there's nothing better than doing what you love, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And I hear you mention, you said to your wife you wanted to write books, and you're a very accomplished author. You rank 15th in the hospitality management field, which is incredible because it's such a huge industry in the world. To rank number 15th, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do what you do, but definitely not at the level that you have done. So congratulations for that. And having been in the industry for so many years, how would you say the industry has changed as of recent?
Well, I mean, pre-COVID, it's changed a lot. I mean, the 1800s, really, hospitality was defined by North America. Actually by Europe more in the 1800s. 1900s, really the impetus for changes in hospitality was really North America. And now what we're seeing is that's shifting to Asia. And just who's kind of leading the fore at this. It's a different time. And then you throw in a pandemic. And that's changed. You know, we as a college responded really, really well. We pivoted, but it's hard. We've got a large faculty, young and old, young and more experienced, I'm supposed to say, right? And so some of them had never taught online. So we had to take that opportunity, and really we just wanted to make sure the experience that our students had was just as good or better than pre-pandemic.
Yes.
And not knowing that it was going to last. I mean, everybody thought, oh, okay, a couple months we could pull this off, you know, and then it went on and on. But we did well, and our students really stuck with us. We had very few people complaining. They're good. They want the education.
What are some of those changes you've had to make within the college, and is there any new courses that have come up as a result to the ongoing situation?
Well, you know, luck is a big part of life, and so we had just launched a brand new curriculum right before COVID, and it's what I call the curriculum of the future. It's cutting edge. It challenges our students. So it couldn't have been better timed, because here we are with a brand new curriculum. We have a pandemic, but we also embraced the pandemic for technology. So in our classroom, so you figure if you're traditionally face-to-face, and then you're doing a hybrid where it's some online, some face-to-face, you need a whole different level of technology for that. So we used the downtime, our 3 biggest classrooms, we spent about $50,000 per classroom to retrofit with the latest, greatest, bestest ever. But it's impressive. I mean, things like cameras that track the professor as he or she walks across the stage, microphones that pick up in the ceiling, that pick up if a student asks a question, the microphones know where to focus.
Wow.
It's really neat.
Very advanced technology.
Very advanced, and our IT team is just fantastic. In fact, the outline of the program is so good that the university is now coming and copying what we're doing here. So it's neat. So we're just lucky. We really embraced it. We tried to be strategic and tried to be innovative, and I think we succeeded. And to bring the faculty and staff, because we needed staff support too.
Yes.
And we needed alumni support, and we needed a lot of things. But everybody pitched in, and it worked out.
You both sound so passionate about hospitality and restaurant management. What drew you originally into this field?
Well, you know, you had asked me earlier about, you know, my background, and obviously the show is about the Latin culture, right?
Yes.
I think being a Latina, being in the hospitality industry just makes sense to me, because we are a fun people. We like to entertain. We like to have a good time. We, I think, are very friendly people, and that is hospitality. We want to make people happy. We want them to have a pleasant experience. We just want to make the world a better place. And I think that's hospitality, you know, and the slogan in our college is "We are hospitality." And sometimes we joke about it, but when things come up, but that is what we are. Dean Reynolds mentions this is a great place to work, and I think it's because we embrace that, and we don't try to make things, if something is a challenge, we embrace it, but we make it better. You know, we find ways. When we had the pandemic, we had a lot of things that weren't happening. The students were involved in certain things that weren't going to happen. And we decided to do a hackathon. And we did it virtually, and we did it with, you know, no money, and then all of a sudden people started to donate some, and we invited schools from all over the world because we wanted everyone to say, hey, this is not a bad thing, this is an opportunity. How could we help the industry be better by what we're experiencing and come up with creative ideas? So, you know, it's just, again, it's something, I think it's in you, and I think there are many Latinos that are in the hospitality industry, and I think that's part of it. You know, my husband's Hispanic as well, and he's in hospitality, and he's the most hospitable guy.
He is.
He's just amazing. So I think it's just, you know, it's in you. It's in
the blood.
Yes, it's in the blood. It's, you know, just, and you mentioned you had been in hospitality too.
Yes.
So see, it's contagious. Once you get into this industry, I tell some people, because, you know, when you first start off, you do work a lot of hours.
Yes.
And you really have to do a lot of things, as you mentioned. That's why you went to teaching, but teaching hospitality, you get into it, and it's almost addictive. It's very hard. I love to go to banking, and I came back right away because it was not.
It wasn't your passion.
It wasn't my passion. So
that's what's nice about hospitality. You either have it or you don't. It's in your blood.
Correct.
I can tell from you it's in your blood.
Thank you.
It comes out. You can tell with people. Some people are in the industry that maybe shouldn't be, or they won't last. But those, particularly our students, are meant to be here. You know, and when I talk to our students, I'm first time in college in my family. You know, when I went back for my PhD, my father, God love him, God rest his soul, said, "Son, be honest with me. Did you fail the first time you went to grad school?" I said, "No, Dad, that was a master's. This is a PhD." But they didn't know.
Right.
You know, so this was a whole new thing, and I want students to understand that I don't want to hear about the hurdles. We all had them.
Yes.
And then the diversity. The thing about Hilton College, you know, we have 54 countries represented in just our undergraduate students. And when you walk in the classroom, and it's the whole spectrum. And it's really neat because there's the empathy for other cultures. It's built in. We don't have to teach it. Mm-hmm. And they get it. And it's just, and our faculty, we've taken an approach for the last several years of, I don't care what you look like, what your native tongue is. If you're the best in your field, you're going to work here.
Absolutely.
Period.
And that's the way it should be everywhere you go. What was it about our show that inspired you to support us?
Well, really the story behind the show. And the exposure, and we don't want to just talk diversity, we want to live it, and this is something that I want our students to see. I want our students to see you, I want them to see this show, and I want them to see what is possible out there, and we're in Houston. So the fact that you guys are filming in Texas, you couldn't be more perfect.
Thank you. We appreciate the support so much, and we are very excited to have this season here with you guys. And Arlene has been working in hospitality finance and hotel development for over 20 years. Congratulations. And I know you share your story about how you got into the industry with us. But I would like for you to tell us, what do you think sets this particular institution apart from others in the field?
Well, I think, as the dean had mentioned, the faculty, we truly all are a team. So, you know, sometimes you work in places where people don't get along or there are challenges, but this is truly a family. Everybody helps everyone out. And I do believe the environment it's just a great environment. It's like a family. And like I said, the students will take classes in other colleges because you have to for your requirements, but they come here. I mean, they don't want to leave. These students don't want to leave. I have some students who enjoy my classes so much, they go, can I take another one of your classes? And I joked the other day, I said, this is not degree by Ramirez, you know, this is you need to take other things. But they just, you know, they love the faculty, and we help them in their career choices and helping them find internships. We have a great we have a great department here for career development. They help them with their resumes. They help them with how to interview. We recently created some rooms because of the pandemic where the students, because they were doing Zoom interviews, we wanted them to have a great Zoom interview and not be in their dorm or their apartment with God knows what behind them. So we have special rooms in our career placement office where they can actually do their interviews with great technology, great backdrops, all of those things, you know, and just the openness of the faculty. They can come and talk to any of us. And I went to business school, and I went to a great business school, but I got to tell you that I didn't have that experience that I have here, and I truly think it's because it's hospitality. So
it's about the support that comes with it. It's not just going to school.
Exactly.
You're part of a college that cares about your development and about your career and how you do in life after you step out of here, right? And I guess that's what sets it apart. Congratulations for doing that and going the added way for your students, because a lot of people don't think that way. And you're both such role models for the people that you serve in your college. And if you were going to have an advice for those who want to get into hospitality management, what would that be?
Well, first and foremost, come here.
Yes.
Get a degree from the University of Houston Hilton College. You know, a shameless plug, we're the only hospitality college in the world to have an internationally branded hotel inside the college. So when you enter your college, you're entering our hotel. I mean, that's just amazing to us. And the fact that we're renovating, we're adding more rooms. This is just an exciting time, and you're not going to get an experience like this anywhere. And I've traveled to most hospitality programs in the world, and we are unique. And it sounds boastful, but it's not. It's just
no, but you
reality.
certainly are unique. You are.
And in a good way, I hope.
No, in a very positive way. And you mentioned you are renovating, so tell me what's in the horizon with that.
Well, happy to talk about that.
Yes.
So we have this beautiful Hilton Hotel. We have 25,000 feet of meeting space. Our ballrooms are just fantastic. We only have 86 rooms. So you could have a big wedding, you just can't spend the night. So it worked for a while, but we're not providing the experience that I want our students to have, because it's a boutique hotel with 86 rooms. We're a full service Hilton. We are a franchisee, but it's not, 86 rooms doesn't give you that experience, but we will now have 150 rooms total. It's going to be state-of-the-art everything. We're renovating our existing tower, building a brand new tower. The two towers will be connected by glass sky bridges. I mean, it's going to be, I want the students to come in and go, wow, and we're going to do that. And the state of Texas has been fantastic. We floated a revenue bond with the state. We're going to pay for this and return the money to the state of Texas. We'll be able to cover our debt service and have cash reserves starting year one. So we're doing this. So I want the students to see how this is done, because that's what we're supposed to do. And really for them to experience that, and for integrating our courses into the construction. So students are involved in this and making decisions.
once the students go through this experience, what can they expect with the expansion? They get to learn about the process of renovating a property, which is something they can apply in their careers.
Absolutely, because really it would be into their career when they would do any project like this. But now it's part of the curriculum and they get to see it, experience it. You know, it's disruptive. There's that big ugly blue fence around our building. But when it's finished, and for those people, the students coming in as freshmen now, when they graduate, it's going to be completed. And it's going to be the shiny thing on campus. When you enter campus, you're going to see the front of the new tower. It's all glass and steel. Wow. It's going to be iconic.
Wow, and I have to say, as somebody who has been in hospitality in the past, I would say one of the most difficult parts of working in the field is opening of any venue, of a hotel. The opening process is really complex. So the fact that you allow your students the opportunity to experience the renovation and basically opening those new services that are going to be part of the college once it's completed. I can't think of any other institution that would offer that level of experience, because nobody can teach you what you learn from that. 100%.
Nicely said.
Yes.
Nicely said.
It really is. How can our viewers learn more about your college, about your courses, or about the services you offer?
Excellent. Go to our website. It's fantastic. Just visit University of Houston Hilton College. It's got everything. It's got our curriculum. A lot of our colleagues in the industry, in the academic world, said you posted your brand new curriculum that you spent a year developing. You've posted it online. It's like, yeah, because you have to have the faculty to deliver it. Anybody can just write a course description, but if you can't deliver, it doesn't matter. When we talk about student services, we talk about recruiting, advising, placement, all those things we do well. And we put a lot of, when we had the cuts a few years ago, I said anything that affects students, we will not cut. So with recruiting, advising, and career development, those are sacred because that's what the students need. And that's what's really special. And for us, it's about getting them graduated and placed. And we're doing a pretty good job at that. The placement pre-pandemic was at 93%. So to be a parent and watch your child walk across the graduation stage, know that 93 out of every 100 had a job already, and most of them had multiple job offers. Our PhD students were at 100% placement even with the pandemic. So that's important. So our goal is to get them graduated, get them trained, and then become leaders of the global hospitality industry.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel honored to have had you here as my guest today, but I also feel so blessed to have the opportunity to be here with our show and our people during this season entering the Texas market. Thank you for your support so much.
Thank you, and we're the ones who are blessed, so thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. I am your host, Dorimar Bonilla, with the Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito show. We will be right back. Welcome to the Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito show. I am your host, Dorimar Bonilla, and today I have with me Nicole Salha, founder and CEO of the staffing agency Labor Now. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Dori. Thank you for having me here today.
It's so good to have you here. Please tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
So my dad was originally a refugee from Lebanon, from the Civil War, and my mom grew up in the Caribbean. And, we were always involved with the culture of the Caribbean and Latin America. And, we spoke many languages in our home, and I ended up learning to speak Spanish more fluently from my staff.
And you graduated with a degree in English literature, but then transitioned into a staffing agency. What made you pursue that business?
Well, I ended up just being a lover of business. So, someone who was dedicated to moving forward in life. And I started in wholesale and then moved to staffing later. So that would be basically, it's just in the blood.
And you come from very humble beginnings, starting from scratch and building your agency into a very successful business now. Where does this drive come from?
That's a great question. From what I know, I just have always had a lot of drive. I know that I saw my family not having much, and I never liked it, and I experienced all those things and decided one day I was like, this has to change. So if I have to be the person that changes it, I can live and eat from what I bring in, and if I don't bring anything, then I'm hungry. If I bring in something, then I go forward.
That's great motivation to have. What are some of the roles your agency plays?
We can help second chance people. We can help with general labor and skilled light industrial trades, and we can resolve labor shortages nationwide.
So tell me more about these industries and about these roles. What specific jobs can people find through your agency?
We work a lot in manufacturing, construction, restoration, and cleaning and other general labor type jobs.
So what would the ideal candidate want to do in order to land one of these jobs?
So an ideal candidate for us is somebody serious, dedicated, and motivated to work. That's it. That's all you need.
That's it. They come, they bring their resume to you, or do you help them with building the resume? How does that work?
It depends. If they're trying to go for a job where they need to have a dedicated CV, then we'll help them go over that, and we can build a resume together with them.
Otherwise, you see their set skills, and you just place them with the right opportunity, the right company?
Absolutely.
That's incredible. That's really good that you're helping people. You know, a lot of people out there, they are looking to become part of the workforce and they have this skill set, but they don't know how to make that connection with the potential employers. So it's very important to have a company that assists people in reaching their goals and in making their dreams come true.
Yeah, I remember the job search. It was not fun. So if I can help somebody with that, we're happy to do that.
And you have become successful in a very male-dominant industry. What have been some of the challenges you've had to overcome along the way?
Well, the first thing is men usually don't think a woman can do a man's job, is what they consider.
I'm familiar with that.
So yeah, you know, I have to prove that I can do the job and go the extra mile more than a guy would have to go and make sure that we do everything with excellence just to keep the job and keep the client happy most of the time.
And you're a go-getter.
Yes,
So
that's
you
fair
get
to
it
say.
done.
Yes, we absolutely, yes. My whole team is full of go-getters. Anybody and everybody that works for me in my internal team is a go-getter who's serious about their job and wants to make sure that we do 100% of the work right.
And you're also involved with the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, how are some of those ways?
So some of the things that I've done in the past are work with St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in fundraising, the Golden Retriever Rescue, because I really like animals. I'm an animal lover. And I also have a soft spot in my heart for the elderly. So I used to go with my church and visit what's called the shut-ins, which are people who are no longer able to leave their homes.
Well, whether it is in your personal life with the involvement you have in the community and the type of work that you do with your agency, you are providing a great service. You're a great human, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I would like for our audience to learn more about your company. Can you tell them where they can find more?
Yes, you can take a look at our website, www.labor-now.com, or you can take a look at our Instagram or Facebook page.
Thank you so much for joining me today and for all of this insightful information.
Thank you,
It's been
Dori.
great having you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching the Beautiful Day Un Día Bonito show. I am your host, Dorimar Bonilla.
Today